In this short video, we'll be discussing clauses. So what is a clause? Clause is a group of related words containing a subject and a verb. So you just need to make sure you remember subject and a verb. Here are some examples. Many students study in the college library. We have a subject, many students. We have the verb study. He is studying in the library right now. We have this subject he, and the verb is studying. She has lived in Santa Monica for 10 years. Same thing. She is a subject. Has lived is the verb. And students must study for at least 30 hours a week. Okay, so we have different types of clauses. We have two types actually. We have independent clauses and dependent clauses. Independent clauses are actually clauses that can stand alone as a complete idea. So for example, she walks to school every day. We have a subject, we have the verb, so this is a clause and it's a complete idea, meaning that this sentence can stand by itself and it makes total sense. Here are a couple more examples. These are all independent clauses. They can stand by themselves. The second type of clause is a dependent clause. And a dependent clause is a clause that cannot stand alone as a complete idea. It has to be attached to an independent clause. And they're attached to independent clauses by words such as because, since, if, that, and so on. So a couple of examples. She walks to school every day because the campus is very close to her. So we have the independent clause, she walks to school every day. And then we have the dependent clause, because the campus is very close to her apartment. So we can see that this is a dependent clause because this sentence, this clause right here, because the campus is very close to her apartment, it can't stand alone. It needs to be attached to the independent clause to make any sense. Here are a couple more examples. Just a quick warning, a dependent clause can never be written without an independent clause, as I just said. Because it was cold outside, it has a subject and verb, but we have this word in front of it, because, which makes it a dependent clause. And it doesn't make sense because we have no independent clause to attach it to. So if we add an independent clause, now it makes sense. She wore several layers of clothing because it was cold outside. We have the independent clause and we have the dependent clause. So this one up there is wrong.